Welcome to the Oregon Department of Education's Child Nutrition Program's training on administering the Summer Food Service Program. This training will discuss the Summer Food Service Program sponsor's requirement to monitor sites serving meals to children. The monitoring requirements for all Summer Food Service Program sponsors are the same, whether the sponsor has a single site or multiple sites. A monitor serves as a direct link between the sponsor's main office and the actual food service sites. Establishing an effective monitoring system will help prevent problems from occurring and will make it easier to correct any problems that arise during the summer. The size of the monitoring staff will, of course, depend on the size of the sponsor's program. For further information, please review the training Administering the Summer Food Service Program Part 1, Staffing. The sponsor must ensure that the authority and responsibilities of its monitors are clear to the monitoring staff, site supervisors, and office personnel. Monitors must ensure that the site operates the program according to program guidelines. Monitors must understand program requirements, including civil rights, be able to train site personnel when necessary, and spend enough time at each site to ensure proper program operations. The monitor should also have a supply of all necessary forms. This session will cover monitoring requirements, monitoring reports, and reviewing monitoring reports. Sponsors must ensure that the following minimum monitoring requirements are met. Pre-operational visits. Sponsors must visit all new and problem sites before they begin operations. These visits are required to make sure that the sites have facilities to provide meal services for the number of children expected to attend. Site visits. Generally, sponsors are required to visit all sites at least once during the first week of operation. However, the first week site visit requirement is waived for returning sites that operated successfully during the previous summer or other most recent period of operation and had no serious deficiency findings. Sponsors of these sites are still required to review the site within the first 4 weeks of operation. Site reviews. Sponsors must review all sites at least once during the first 4 weeks of program operations. After this initial period, sponsors must conduct a reasonable level of monitoring. If a site operates less than 4 weeks, the sponsor still must conduct a review. Also, monitoring must continue throughout the duration of the program at a level sufficient to ensure that the sites comply with program regulations. When monitors observe program operations at sites, they usually make either a visit or a review. A site visit requires a monitor to ensure that the food service is operating smoothly and that any apparent problems are immediately resolved. For a visit, a monitor does not need to be present during the entire meal service. A site visit is typically done during the first week of operation. These visits must not be confused with a pre-operational visit. A pre-operational visit is conducted before the site begins food service operations. A pre-operational visit must be conducted for new and sites that had problems during the previous years. A site review requires the monitor to determine if the site is meeting all the various program requirements. To accomplish this, a monitor will have to observe a complete meal service from beginning to end. A review requires a monitor to be present before, during, and after the meal service to observe all aspects of the site's operations. This includes delivery or preparation of the meals, the meal service, and cleanup after the meals. If problems are found at the sites, prompt action must be taken to correct the problems. Monitors must follow up on problems found in previous reviews and inspections by the health department. All problems and actions taken to correct the problems must be documented. All pre-operational visits, site visits, and reviews must be documented. A sample pre-operational worksheet is located in the Sample Forms section of the USDA Monitor's Guidance. A sample first week visit form and a site review form are located in the Sample Forms section of the USDA Monitor's Guidance. Records of pre-operational visits, site visits, and reviews will help sponsors assess the operation of sites. Each form shown in this slide and the previous slide have a place to document problems and corrective actions to be taken. Records are only useful, however, when they are carefully reviewed by the sponsor personnel and when follow-up monitoring is scheduled to ensure that any corrective actions have been taken to improve site operations. Each sponsor must, therefore, design a system for handling monitor reports. Sponsors must have a system that will ensure that monitors return reports frequently, if possible, every day. The pre-operational visit, and site review reports must be immediately reviewed by a specific member of the sponsor's staff other than the monitor. The sponsor's staff is responsible for following up on any problems. The staff member should review any problems found by the monitor, contact the site supervisor if necessary, document corrective action taken at the site, schedule a follow-up review if necessary, and sign and date the report. The sponsor staff must base the timing of a follow-up review on the severity of the problem. When sponsors or their staff review monitor reports, they also should pay attention to the quality of the reports. There are several indicators that may be apparent in the monitor's reports that may suggest the monitor's lack of program knowledge or the monitor's misunderstanding of his or her responsibilities. Some indicators that may indicate the monitor needs additional training are: the monitor did not answer all the questions on the report, the monitor rarely notes problems or does not include comments in the remarks section of the report, the monitor observes that the number of meals delivered or served and the number of children who are in attendance are always the same, and yet does not follow up on this suspicious pattern to see if the meal counts are being taken appropriately. Other indicators that monitors may need additional training are located in the USDA Administrative Guidance for Sponsors. This guidance manual is located on the ODE CNP Summer Food Service Program website and listed on the resource slide. In summary, this session covered the sponsor's monitoring requirements, types of monitoring site visits or reviews, and reporting and follow-up of site visits or reviews. Sponsors must be sure that monitors schedule visits and reviews so that they can meet the program requirements. A good monitoring schedule and an efficient system for the review and follow-up on the monitor's reports are necessary for effective program operations. An in-depth discussion of monitoring requirements is located in the USDA Summer Food Service Program Administrative Guidance for Sponsors. Sponsors are encouraged to review this chapter to understand the Summer Food Service Program monitoring requirements. If you have any questions regarding this session, please contact your assigned specialist. Thank you for participating in the ODE CNP Summer Food Service Program training on monitoring requirements. Thank you for all you do to fuel Oregon's future.